Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming back after lunch. It's not so comfortable, but here we are. Amy, I follow your footsteps. Can I do something with that? Can I minimize?
Right? Actually, then move it to the side as far as you can. Yeah.
That's
all right. I think that's good with things. Oh, you're good.
Thank you. Okay. This is the highlight of my presentation. Yeah. Like what? No way. Another try, and then I'll just live with that.
Down.
Okay. So as you said before our lunch break, my presentation deals with typography in public space. And I just want to share with you how excited I am and overwhelmed by all of the ideas and thoughts and theories and methodologies we are hearing now for 3 days. It's very fulfilling, exhausting, but and I would like to present my contribution to this discourse we are having. So I'd like to share with you a story of a word which embodies a story of a place during a certain period of time. And the word is now, as you can guess. Typography, as we all know, is a means of communication. Thus, a word displayed in public space is a part of ongoing discourses in place, following colon. Who knows? Emphasizing the concept of dialogue, to follow Bakhtin, which regards every utterance as by nature dialogic, since it is always directed at somebody in a living, concrete set of circumstances. So for me, this is the power of typography. This is what is fascinating for me. Words as social practice constitute as an intersection of visuality, politics, time, and place. And so I'm going to talk about the word now, in Hebrew, achshav. And let me introduce myself. I'm Onna. By the way, now we all know that Onna is a woman in Japanese. Yeah. So I'm a graphic designer and a researcher, and my research focuses on visual communication in public space, and specifically investigates the unique visual phenomena in Israel public space after October 7th. But firstly, before I get deep into things, I would like to dedicate this lecture to a very dear person, David Tartakover, who passed away last summer. Tartakover, Tarta by his friends, was a graphic designer, artist, and the recipient of the Israeli Prize in 2004, an original creator who defined the Israeli visual language as we know it, and the leading figure who paved the way for those who came after him. He was my teacher, my boss, and my mentor. I love to say my friend, but I respect him quite highly. Although I will be speaking about the word now in Israeli public space, its shifting status from situated agency to standardized agency, you will notice Tartakover's work woven throughout this presentation as a testament to his profound influence on Israeli design. So let's go to the first stop. Peace Now movement, Shalom Achshav in Hebrew. Peace Now movement, as you can see, was founded in March 1978, a long-standing Israel movement advocating for peace through public pressure under the mission of arriving at peace agreement between Israel and its neighbors. And the movement was founded in an act known to the Israeli public as the Officers' Letter, following the visit of Egypt's president Anwar Sadat in 1977. A group of 348 reserve officers and soldiers from Israeli army combat units published an open letter to the Prime Minister, Menachem Begin, upon the government to make sure the opportunity for peace was not lost. Tens of thousands of Israelis supported the letter, and the movement was born, and a peace agreement was in 1979, was on till today. So this is the logo of Shalom Achshav, Peace Now, that was designed by David Tartakover. The word now burst into the Israeli public space with that logo. And the Peace Now logo marked a breakthrough in a new graphic conception that foregrounded typography as a means of conveying meaning. This innovation was expressed through several key features: the use of text without image or graphic elements, a highly unusual approach at the time, given that political parties and ideological movements typically relied on illustrative symbols and recognizable visual markers. And another key is the communication of a clear, direct message, peace now, minimalism in both form and concept, and the combination of two distinctly different typefaces, Koren, which is the upper one with the word Shalom, and Chaim Achshav. And I'm quite curious for the non-Hebrew readers if you can notice the difference and try to understand them, what each type is indexing, but tell me later. So Koren typeface was designed at the 1950s for the needs for the Koren Bible publishing house. It was created by Eliyahu Koren, Korengold. In the process of designing the typeface, whose purpose was to function as a legible print type, Koren studied ancient Hebrew manuscripts as well as Hebrew printed letters, drawing upon the tradition of Hebrew typography. The Koren typeface is characterized by serifs that lend it a traditional appearance grounded in the tradition of Hebrew script. It is identified as a biblical. Here you can see a quote from Genesis. Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'haaretz. God created the land and the sky with Koren typeface. And therefore the word shalom, peace, when set in this typeface, becomes associated with an age-old yearning for peace. The use of Koren type in the word shalom was also presented in 1978 by David Tartakover in his design for Israel's 30th anniversary poster. In the poster, the word shalom, peace, floats in a blue sky with the letter Lamed, the one in the middle, rendered in gold. Here too, as in the Shalom Achshav, Peace Now logotype, the role of typography is evident, alongside image and color mobilized to communicate a clear message, a yearning for peace. The floating of the word Shalom in the blue sky confers upon it a timeless, almost eternal status. Over the years, Tartakover has explained the connection between the peace poster and the Shalom Achshav logotype. So now I'll read his words. The word shalom set in Koren type against the background of blue sky and white clouds expresses the totality of themes chosen and central the 30th anniversary events in Israel. A direct reference to the moral and historical Jewish content of the word shalom express our message to the world. That's what he said in his letter to the organizing committee. The peace poster, he continues, led to the Shalom Achshav logo, which I also named. It became a highly influential logo. The variations made following it became a trend, but when I constructed it from the combination of the Koren font and the Chaim font, it contradicted everything I had learned in school in London, not here. I think it was the RCA. That One must not mix typefaces. That was an innovation. And another quote from Tartakover, I brought the word shalom into the Peace Now logo from the poster I designed for the 30th Independence Day. Begin, Prime Minister then, insisted that I place Jerusalem in the background, but I refused because peace is universal. The word is set in Koren type, which was traditional and rare. The word shalom. The word achshav now was set in the simplest font, Chaim, which was used in a newspaper headlines and carries authority and urgency. So here you can see Chaim typeface, the sans serif. In contrast to Koren, the Chaim typeface is wide and heavy. It was created in the 1920s, as a display type, a headline lettering with a dominant visual presence. Influenced by the international style, Chaim letters are sans serif and constructed from straight, vertical, and horizontal strokes of uniform thickness. Consequently, Chaim expresses decisiveness. Setting the word achshav in Chaim lends it the intonation of an unambiguous, uncompromising demand. So here you can see the same logo in different eyes. Fast forward to 23. I now understand that I took the wrong papers. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay. So, yeah. The Hostages and Missing Families campaign, the Hostages and Missing Families Forum was established less than 24 hours after the Hamas attack on October 7th. It is a civil, non-political organization comprising thousands of volunteers. And this was part of the campaign. As the scope of the disaster emerged, calls began for the immediate return of all hostages. Led by the Hostages and Missing Families Forum, established shortly after the events, this call gained momentum and took on a recognizable graphic form, this form in Hebrew and in English, that has appeared in public space since then. The visual identity emerged from a decision to emphasize that the campaign is neither political nor Jewish Israeli in nature. This decision led to the deliberative avoidance of national colors, blue and white, or Jewish symbols like the Star of David. Accordingly, a red and black palette was chosen. The strategy targeted both domestic and international audiences, aiming to raise global awareness for the return of the hostages. This typeface is called Marom, was chosen like Chaim as a sans serif. However, unlike Chaim, it was not originally intended as a display type designed to assert itself forcefully, but rather to integrate smoothly with Latin characters. Marom is narrow and therefore less heavy and less threatening, as you can see here. The call to return the hostages is composed of two parts: bring them home and now. And you can see that the now is larger in Hebrew too, is larger in red and has an underline, which is the convention of emphasizing a demand. Like Shalom Achshav, logotype, the campaign is composed of two distinct parts forming a unified, unequivocal message. Here too, Achshav, now, receives typographic treatment emphasizing its importance and necessity. However, unlike the visual and conceptual contrast between Shalom Achshav logo and Koren and Chaim, the campaign uses only a single typeface. No contrast between two words is constructed. Thus, the tension that energized the earlier logo of Shalom Achshav is absent. Okay, so three graphic strategies reinforce the word עכשיו. Intense color, significant scale difference, and the quasi-manual graphic element, the underlining the word. This attempt to chart the term עכשיו, now, with maximum force, rendering it an urgent, uncompromising demand. Going forward to 2024, in the months since the outbreak of the war, numerous signs in public space have expressed sharp criticism of the government's conduct. Here too, עכשיו receives distinctive typographic treatment. In the example shown, part of the campaign, this is a poster is part of the campaign, the word עכשיו appears in a distorted, unrefined type. Letters that do not align on a shared baseline, varying in size, angle, and structure with uneven strokes. For instance, the letter Ein, this one, is composed of three strokes of differing thickness, with angular breaks at the joints. This typographic language generates discomfort and unease, reinforced by an exclamation mark rendered in the same style, marking the phrase as a call for imperative. Other text in the poster is written in heavy sans serif letters, derived from new variations of Chaim. These are all variations of the Chaim letter. In varying weights, the mixture of widths produces visual noise. The militant tone of the text is amplified through composition, typography, color, this red, black, white palette, and imagery, which we cannot not notice. The protest posters, characterized by direct and blunt language, differ intensely from those of the family's campaign, which expresses determination in a more restrained manner. Another example of the visual language adopted by the protest demonstrates the same typographic use. Here you can see, sorry, you'll see it later. So Benjamin Netanyahu, Israel Prime Minister figure, is tinted in a harsh, very harsh red, appears demonic. The red, resembling blood, produces a powerful sense of discomfort. This recalls another Tartakover's work from 1997. This is a poster he designed, we shall never forget, לא נשכח, לא נסלח, marking 2 years since Rabin's assassination. As in Shalom Achshav logotype, contrast conveys the message. Here, however, typography is uniform. He uses Chaim, a kind of Chaim, and contrast emerges compositionally through division, imagery, and color. Let's see. Division, of course, in the middle, there's a comparison between, if you will, the good and the bad. This is Yitzhak Rabin, the late prime minister, which looks at us and smiles, a hint of a smile. And this is a young Bibi Netanyahu in an angle of the photo, which reminds us of a dictator or an evil duce. Okay. And of course, the colors, the light blue and the red say it all. So another treatment for Bibi, this is the one in yellow. Take responsibility now. This is what is written here. Depicts Netanyahu's face marked by, sorry, this is not the one I'm talking about. Let's see. Yeah, this is another one. Depicts Netanyahu's face marked by a red handprint, an implicit reference to blood on one's hand. Here, typography is secondary, and we can say this typeface is quite plain or regular. The image makes the impact, of course. This resonates with another Tartakover's work, Stain, a series from 2005, in which a red stain shaped like a map of the West Bank overlays political figures. This is Theodor Herzl, the visionary of the Israeli state, and this is Tartakover himself. I can say that I had the privilege to literally do this work. This is in the time I worked with Tartakover. Oh, I didn't see it. Okay. So the stain acts as a sign of both moral responsibility and shame, suggesting that the mark of occupation is distributed across Israel's society. In this sense, the bloody hand on Netanyahu's face functioned as a mark of Cain, a lasting sign of responsibility and shame. And this is a closure to Tartakover's Shalom Achshav, Peace Now logotype. It's written a deal now, Iska Achshav. It's a quote, it's a graphic quote of his logotype, which was distributed during the war. So what's now, or what I found now? First of all, the story of now, the word now is worn down. According to Merriam-Webster dictionary, now means at the present time or moment, and is used with the sense of present time weakened or lost to express command, request. It seems that the word now in the Shalom Achshav logotype has become fixed in a prolonged present. The urgent cry of the late 70s has regrettably acquired a quasi-timeless status. If now Achshav is the visual equivalent of a shout, its wearing down suggests a weakening into ordinary speech or even a whisper. Now has been standardized. Unlike the originally of Shalom Achshav logo and the contemporary use, the Achshav, the now uses I showed you, are everyday uses, and they replace distinctive combinations. On the one hand, normalizing the call, Achshav, and embedding it persistently with public discourse can be a good thing, right? On the other hand, they risk absorbing it into routine, where it can be forgotten, like a commercial, a kind of a commercial use. And the third thing I think is interesting is now detached from tradition. The shift to sans serif types reflects a distance from tradition. Serif typefaces like Koren, which encode messages historically and culturally, are absent. One might ask whether a return to traditional typographic references could strengthen the status of contemporary demands. So what's now? Again, as we all know, typography functions as both content and interpretive channel. It is the visual embodiment of language, shaping meaning, tone, and force. The question remains whether typography can do more than raise awareness, whether it can drive real change. Typography is a necessary tool in amplifying calls in Israeli public space. And looking ahead to the upcoming election, let us hope that now will finally become our future, and even peace now. Thank you.
I got questions from the room, please. I got it thinking that.
I had a question about this typography, which is modern, like it was modern at the time. The question is on the word now, then that's now in the past is old, it's past. And is the typography still modern? Just a reflection.
You mean the now in the Shalom Achshav logotype? Well, this is the still logotype of the movement. Yeah, and the cry is still current, unfortunately.
Yes.
Yeah. this is exactly what I meant, that it is stuck in a prolonged present progressive. I don't know. Yeah, that the future never comes in, I mean, this sense. But yeah, I think that the power of this logotype, which is a milestone in Israeli typography and graphic design, is exactly what Tartakover himself said. The combination of two different typefaces that each of them indexes a different world and different context. Yeah.
Would it still work if the typography was modernized?
What do you mean still work?
I mean, because there's this relationship between the typography and the word mapped out. And would is there any possibility of changing the typography today?
In the logotype, you mean,
Yes.
or in the use of the current
In the
protest?
current use?
Well, it's a good question. I think that my journey back to the Shalom Achshav logotype was because I saw all this now in public space while nothing is going on. And this is very frustrating. So I thought to myself, I think I wasn't aware of that then, but I thought to myself that if I can understand how now can work the best, what is the best typography for the world now, so it will make a difference. I don't know the answer. And again, unfortunately, we have a lot of time, still a lot of time to, to practice this. Yeah, but it seems that the orientation is towards, again, a plain sans serif use of typefaces. Yeah, typefaces that are very, you can see them in ads, in commercial use. They're just, a part of everyday life, but not the now. So Tartakover was the intention.
Thank you, Onna, for this talk. I have a question that will explode my age, but
Feel free,
I
Shani.
remember that the Chaim typeface, so this gold sans serif geometric typeface, was the one you would use in
Disasters.
in the memorial. How do you say?
You mean with the picture? Yeah.
Is it still the case? And is that association still exists with that typeface?
I think, first of all, we need to share with the other audience what do you mean.
Okay.
And it's quite complicated, I think.
What was that?
Yeah.
It's a death notice that
This is a common thing
Mhm.
in Israel, that you stick around in public space, a death notice.
yes, when someone passes and there's 7 days of mourning.
Yeah, Shiva.
And so in order to let everyone know that this is the family mourning for the next 7 days, there's a notice. Quite like an obituary in the newspaper, but poster size.
Yeah, I think,
And
yeah.
I think for the longest time, probably the available typeface for that was
Yeah.
Achshav.
Yeah, I think so. I think, yes.
Still, yeah.
Yeah. Certainly, traditionally, Chaim is the typeface for grief, yeah, and or in newspapers for disasters.
Oh, you mean the headline?
The headline,
Yes.
yeah.
yes. Also, it's the most
Catastrophe,
bold
disasters.
typeface we have.
Sorry,
It's
what?
the most bold typeface we have. It's the heaviest.
Yes, though he has some, new cousins and brothers. So yes, it is still used in this context, but I don't think this was Tartakover's intention. It is heavy and very apparent, and yeah.
We have to be quick. Yes, Adam. Yes.
Is the word Arab monopolized by Netanyahu opponents, or will extreme right also say Assad? So when they want the death penalty for terrorists, would they also say want the death penalty now?
And I think that, again, after October 7th, Achshav is related to the campaign for releasing the hostages.
So you have stolen that word from the extreme right.
No. No.
There's always any extreme.
Okay.
Yeah, Shalom Achshav is the left. Yeah, it's the left. I didn't say it, but yeah, so it's, well, it's quite it's quite interesting, case study. But if the campaign is political, and if it's political, to which side, though it's allegedly not political. But Achshav, the word Achshav in campaigns, I mean political campaigns, is never used. This is what I found out. Since the 70s until 2023, no Achshav in any campaign in public space. So it came back in 2023.
Thanks. I had a very closely related question, a quick one.
Yeah.
In your data collection, have you seen any examples of attempts of censoring Shalom Ahav signs or defacing them in public?
Well, again, I don't think I have enough time to talk about it. If you want, we can do it later. But since the political situation in Israel has been very extreme right, this logo, I don't think if someone will, stick it somewhere, even in Tel Aviv, which is the liberal left city, I don't think it will remain more than 5 minutes. Yeah, because it is far left. It is far left, and and there's no, again, So this is a kind of provocation, if it will be stick anywhere in public space. So if I don't know if it answered your question. Oh no, I get no. I will be arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Onna.